I was drawn to photography because of my dad's profession. Well, my grandfather was also a photographer, my uncle is a photographer, and my mom is also a photographer. But I began gaining interest in photography because of my dad. We used to have a studio at our home before we shifted the studio elsewhere. So that is when I used to watch him edit. I used to watch him execute certain product photo shoots. So that is when I began gaining interest. There is nothing in particular that I like to capture more than anything else, but there are different. I think okay, so yeah, that's a fair question. Yeah, I like architectural interior photography. I like street photography more than anything else. So uh, these are the favorite genres of mine. I like having a human element. I like having a human being in my pictures. It gives the picture a direction, it gives the story a direction. But it's not necessary. It's not necessary to have a human being in the picture. For me, at times, there might be something else that might appeal to the crowd, to the spectators, to the photographer himself. There might be something that might give a direction to the thought processes that are evoked by the photograph, and that feature that might narrate a story in itself. For example, it might just be a couple of pipes, a couple of lines just running parallelly, creating this pattern, and an exposed brick wall meeting into a few windows, meeting into a glass facade, and the colors brought in that, and the texture of each and every different material that might pose as the interesting feature, and that also has a storyline, that also has a lot of character in it. I've always been fascinated by hazel blade, but that is something that I can't afford. I was considering getting Leica's M10 series, one of the models from the M10 series, and that would be nice. But the current favorite would be the one that I've been using for years would be Canon 7D Mark II. I use Photoshop. People have shifted to Lightroom over the years, but I think that if Photoshop already does that and a lot more, why go to Lightroom at all? There's a lot, frankly speaking, but some of my favorites are Vineet Vora, who's an Indian street photographer. His work is absolutely brilliant. And then there's Steve McCurry. I've been reading his books. I have been following his work for about 4 or 5 years now. I don't like taking pictures of people who pose and just ask me if I could take their picture instead of the monument that's standing, that's right behind them. They would rather have themselves in the picture, which I think is extremely stupid. I would rather capture the monument by itself without the person. It's a super fun field. I don't consider myself a photographer per se. I've been doing this only for like 4 or 5 years. That's about it. My father is a professional. That guy has been working in the field since 25 years. So I don't have any advice. The only thing I've been following, things that I've been told, is just to keep on clicking, just to capture whatever we feel like. The more, the better, and document everything, every single thing. Yeah, just take as many pictures as possible. You'll find gold somewhere, but for that you're gonna have to keep on digging, and for that you're gonna have to keep on clicking.